Guys, heat stroke is a major threat for every bird breeder. It can kill your bird without any prior notice. So, if you don't know what is this heat stroke and how to cure it or how to prevent it, your birds can die in a very terrible way. So, what is this heat stroke? How can you cure this and how can you prevent it from happening? All of this we're gonna discuss in this video, so watch this video completely, and if you like this video, hit the like button and do subscribe our channel, because we make videos on health and treatment of birds of different diseases and different problems, and with some very interesting bird facts on this channel every week. So please subscribe our channel. Guys, I'm Tuhin Biswas and you're watching Happy Birds to You. Let's start today's video. So guys, let's start today's video's main topic. Guys, the average temperature of your birds, especially budgies, are 25 to 30 degrees centigrade. This is the average inner temperature of internal temperature of them. Whenever the temperature goes very high, okay, very high like 30 degree or 40 degrees centigrade, they have a very serious problem with that. Because as you know, like we humans, whenever we feel hot, we have sweat to protect us from that heat, outer heat, and sweat helps us keep our body cool. But that doesn't happen with our birds. They don't get sweat. Okay, the only thing they can do is heavy breathing. So you will see sometimes whenever the temperature is high in your area, you will see your birds are heavily breathing. Their rapid breathing has started and they are breathing very rapidly. That is something not good for your bird. Whenever the temperature of surrounding area gets high, their rapid breathing starts. That's because they don't get sufficient oxygen or water or air in their body. So they try to take more and more air, more and more oxygen from the air. So if this process continues, the blood pressure inside their body also increases, and not only in their body, the blood pressure on their head, inside the brain, that also increases in a rapid rate, and that is called stroke. That is called heat stroke. When this sometimes happen with humans also, that we call that heat stroke or sunstroke, but that is something similar to our birds. It is called heat stroke. Now, when heat stroke happens, you will see that the first symptom is obviously they are doing rapid breathing. Their breathing starts very rapid. They breathe very heavily, and after that you will see sometimes this happens with some birds that they start vomiting. The food they have eaten this morning or previous day, that comes out of their mouth. That also happens. Now another thing you will see that if a bird getting heat stroke, you will see they will not respond to anything, not any sound, not any call. If you call them, they won't respond. If you try to touch them, they won't respond. They will stand still on the branch or on the ground. If they are on branch and if they are getting heat stroke, after a few minutes they will fall down. That will something happen. When you touch your bird, if they are getting heat stroke, they won't respond. That is the most important symptoms that you will know that they are getting a heat stroke. That if you touch them, they won't respond. They will stand there still. Their eyes sometimes they close their eyes, when just like fever, when they get fever or cold, you know their eyes, they close it sometimes, and that something will happen. But not for all birds. Some birds, they keep their eyes open and yet they get heat stroke. So that is something. But the most important two symptoms are heavy breathing and not responding to any kind of your call or anything. Now guys, how will you cure this heat stroke? If a bird gets heat stroke, what should you do? To be honest, there's nothing much we can do now, because heat stroke is like, as I said, for humans, if you get a stroke, there is nothing much you can do, but you can just call an ambulance, but not you, someone has to call ambulance for you. Same things happens for birds. If heat stroke is quite like earthquake, earthquake, it is the only thing that we can't predict when it will happen or which spot it will happen. It can happen anytime, anywhere, and we have absolutely no control on it. When a heat stroke happens, if you are watching your birds getting heat stroke, that is the only time you can do something. And if you see your birds getting a heat stroke and you see the previous mentioned symptoms, what you should do first is to spray water on them, on their entire body, not on the face though. You should never spray water on their face, because if water particle gets into their nose, that can suffocate them. Okay, so you should spray water on their whole body. If you grab them and under their wings. Many breeders don't do that, but you should actually spray water under their wings also, because that is also a very hot area. They can't get sufficient air in that part. So you should spray water on whole body. Then you should get a wet cloth or wet towel and wrap it around your birds complete. You should wrap it her completely. Then you should take some water on your hand and massage on the back of your bird. That helps the temperature to come down, and it also helps to normal the blood pressure in their body. So this may help for sometimes, and if you do this, there is a 90% chance your bird will live. It won't kill him, but 10% chance is still there that it won't survive, because that's reality. Heat stroke is very dangerous thing, and if you are lucky, if you see your bird getting heat stroke, that's the only thing you can do, and if you are lucky, it will be safe. But I will say prevention is much better than cure. So you should take care of your birds in a way that it won't get a heat stroke. So if in your locality it is more than 30 degrees centigrade, the temperature is there, then you should provide water for their bath. You should provide a bathing pot for them. They can take baths in there, or you can spray water every day on their body. That will help them. The only thing you have to do is control their inner body temperature, and you should keep maintenance that they don't get dehydrated. So you should keep providing fresh water, and if it is possible, provide lemon juice in their drinking water. And not only lemon juice, you can also provide ORS. That also helps them to keep themselves hydrated, and it helps very much to prevent heat stroke. And not only that, you should provide watermelon and cucumber, because these fruits are rich water. Okay, they have very good amount of water, and that helps their body to keep the body cool and hydrated. So you should provide these things if the temperature is more than 30 or 35 degrees centigrade. And that is everything you should know about heat stroke. Now, if you want to know about fever of birds, if your birds get sick or if your bird gets fever, what should you do? How can you cure them? Then you should watch this video right now.